Well, they really grew up there.
And then I grew up right at this park. I went to this school right there.
What this is, like the hood school, neighborhood school?
Yeah, I went to that school right there.
The blue lights.
What it is back here though, like I seen like when I was doing my little research, it was 7-0 or like 4-3 or something like that.
I ain't gonna lie to them, like some of that's like we ain't no gang or label like 4-3, like that's a label too though, like we just all brothers. Like.
On January 3rd, 2026, in Miami's upscale design district, young Lil Deco lay bleeding on the pavement from a single gunshot wound to his stomach, his $22,000 gold chain ripped from his neck. But this wasn't a random robbery, because the three men who orchestrated this attack had followed him all the way from Atlanta, driven by a beef that had been simmering for years in the streets of Zone 1's notorious Bluff neighborhood. What happened next has sparked a debate that I want us to address in this video, because when your ops leave you for dead, do you tell the police everything? Because Lil Deco seemingly snitched, and the street is not forgetting. To understand how we got to a shooting in Miami over a gold chain, you have to go back to where it all started, back to the place that shaped the man who would become both a rising star and a walking target. We're talking about Atlanta's west side, specifically the Bluff, that infamous section of Zone 1 where survival isn't just a skill, but a daily necessity. This is Lil Deco, whose real name is Pico. He was born and raised in one of Atlanta's most unforgiving neighborhoods, a place he describes without hesitation or romanticism. Growing up in the Bluff meant witnessing things no child should see, scenes that would permanently alter how he viewed the world. This was his daily reality, the environment that forced him to mature 10 times faster than the average person, accelerating his childhood into something that barely resembled innocence. The Bluff shaped him into what he calls a badass kid, someone who learned early that showing weakness meant becoming a victim, and becoming a victim meant you might not make it home.
All right. Sir, go.
Like many kids from the Bluff who saw music as their only legitimate way out, Deco started rapping young, treating it initially as nothing more than entertainment. But playing around and taking it seriously are two different things entirely. The turning point came with a collaboration that would launch him into Atlanta's underground scene and give him his first real taste of what attention from the streets actually meant. Headshots would rack up over 1.4 million views, becoming his official introduction to the game. But success in Atlanta's rap scene doesn't just bring fans and opportunities, because it also brings something darker and more dangerous: attention from people who don't wish you well, eyes watching your every move, dissecting your lyrics for disrespect. And in a city as small as Atlanta, where everyone knows everyone, that attention can be deadly.
At 5, an Atlanta rapper recovering after police say he was shot in the stomach during an armed robbery in Miami. Channel 2's Michael Seiden live in downtown Atlanta. Michael, investigators say it started over a stolen $22,000 gold chain.
Yeah, Karen, it's hard to believe that a piece of jewelry could potentially cost someone their life, but that's exactly what detectives in Miami say played out over the weekend. Now, we came to Atlanta police to try to find out some more information. They're not going to talk because they're not the lead on this, but Miami detectives telling us tonight that they believe a beef in Atlanta is what led to the shooting over the weekend. Yeah. When it comes to social media, Atlanta rapper Lil Deco isn't shy about showing off his success. But police say that flashy lifestyle may have also made him a target. Miami police tell us the Atlanta native was robbed and shot while shopping over the weekend in Miami's Design District. A witness captured this moment as paramedics loaded the injured artist into an ambulance after police say he was shot in the stomach. Lil Deco told police he was inside Supreme Saturday afternoon when he ran into some familiar faces.
Because they are all from Atlanta and have had problems with each other.
Investigators tell Channel 2 Action News that an argument broke out inside the upscale clothing store when one of the suspects, identified as 25-year-old Jamar McKay, walked up behind the rapper and ripped his $22,000 gold chain off his neck, then ran from the store. The rapper chased after him, but as soon as he got outside, police say another unidentified suspect ran up to him and started shooting. Miami police blanketed the area, and the city's SWAT team arrested the suspects after they found them hiding out in a home near the crime scene. Tonight, Jamar McKay, 20-year-old Omarion Phillips, and 21-year-old Kavion Smith are all facing charges
for accessory after the fact and possession of a firearm, weapon, or ammunition by a convicted felon.
As police continue to search for the shooter, Lil Deco remains in the hospital, recovering from his injuries. And earlier today, I actually sent him a direct message on Instagram, seeing if he would speak with us. He declined to comment, but told us he's expected to make a full recovery. We're live in downtown Atlanta. Michael Seiden, Channel 2 Action News.
Before we get to Miami, we need to understand something crucial about Lil Deco. He wasn't just another rapper trying to make it. He was what the streets call an op magnet. Someone who seemed to collect enemies like other people collect followers, accumulating beef after beef until the list of people who had problems with him rivaled the list of people who didn't. Atlanta's West Side, according to Deco himself, runs on hatred and not the kind of beef you see in mainstream rap with clever disses and chart-topping diss tracks. This is different, more visceral, personal, and more likely to end with someone in a hospital or worse. In Atlanta's underground scene, you can become a target simply because of who you're seen with. The city operates on an unspoken rule to pick a side. There's no sitting on the fence, no maintaining friendships across different crews. You're either with one group or you're against them, and any attempt to stay neutral makes you an enemy to everyone. Deco's affiliations were even more complex and revealed how hard he tried to navigate these impossible politics. He claims ties to groups like YNS, K4K, and 7-0, describing them not as gangs, but as brotherhoods focused on making money through music. But here's where things get complicated. In 2021, Deco went to jail, getting locked up for what would turn into 2 years during the height of COVID. The experience was brutal in ways that changed him fundamentally.
He did not want to do that. That's why he said, y'all don't kill me, y'all don't kill me, y'all don't kill me. Oh, I ain't even want to go lie to him. These niggas that went lie about me, twin. What the hell, twin? Y'all just seen me in person. You just go lie, internet, twin. I just posted and said it's no smoke with you, twin. You not talking about nothing. Come on, twin. Y'all boy not talking about nothing, twin. Niggas not trying to beef with no niggas who not talking about shit. Y'all niggas ain't draw no blood for nobody who Samo, gang. Y'all niggas did shit to nobody who Samo, twin. You feel me? Like, y'all niggas ass little boys, gang. I know you for real, Lil Willie. I grew up with you, Lil Willie, gang. I slept in the same room with you, gang. I slept in the same gang. Come on, twin. We down there wear the same clothes, twin. What the hell is you talking about, twin? Like, come on, twin. Like, I know you seriously, twin. I grew up with you, twin. Like, stop that. I know you, twin. Like, young boys is not on that. Bro, he grabbed the Glock 26 and he straight said, y'all on camera. My grandma. That nigga said, you got homeless people here and you flex Cheers money. Alright, twin. You right. You right, brother. You right. Twin, like, we used to, twin, this on my mama, twin. Me and Lil Willie used to share dinner, share clothes, gang. Like, you feel me? Like, I swear to God, gang. Like, that was my real partner, gang. I used to be with him every day, every single day. On my granny soul.
2 years of watching his back constantly, learning that one wrong move gets you beaten. And that's where the first cracks in his relationship started to show, because while Deco was locked up, the people he thought were his brothers weren't putting money on his books or posting his music. When he got out in 2023, things had changed and the music scene had moved on without him. New artists had taken his potential spots, while old friends had aligned with new crews. Deco came out with something to prove, throwing himself into music with obsessive dedication. He was creating 8 songs in 2 to 3 hours, an almost manic pace. Songs like Bounce Out started gaining traction, pulling in 41,000 views in just 1 month through a distribution deal he'd signed for just $7,500. But with visibility came problems. Instagram deleted his account with 18,000 followers for posting content with guns. Every step forward seemed to come with 2 steps back, and through it all, the beefs kept multiplying. There was tension with L5, though Deco insists it was all a misunderstanding. And there was the situation with Lil Biggs, a jewelry store confrontation that escalated online. But one beef would prove different, because in 2024, there was an incident involving someone named Ray, a dispute so petty it sounds very unbelievable. Some say Ray scammed Deco for $40, and some say Deco scammed Ray. Either way, this $40 dispute would spark a beef with YC, also known as Lil Mon, and would follow Deco all the way to Miami. Miami's design district is not the kind of place where you expect violence to erupt on a Saturday afternoon, because it is located at 45 Northeast 41st Street. It's an upscale shopping area filled with high-end stores and the kind of people who think nothing of dropping thousands on a single item. On Saturday afternoon, January 3rd, 2026, around 4:20 p.m., Lil Deco was doing exactly that, shopping at the Supreme store. Deco was browsing the racks when he saw them, 3 men he immediately recognized from Atlanta. And they were not friends or acquaintances, they were ops. Around his neck hung a gold chain valued at $22,000, glinting under the store's carefully designed lighting. In hip-hop culture, chains are more than jewelry. They're status symbols, proof of success, visible markers that you've made it out. But they're also targets, bright, shiny, expensive targets that advertise exactly what can be taken from you if someone decides the risk is worth the reward. Suddenly, an argument broke out inside the store, heating up immediately with accusations flying back and forth about Atlanta beefs and disrespect. And then it happened, the confrontation turning from verbal to physical in the space of a heartbeat.
Hell yeah. For the people that don't know, where you from?
I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. I'm from the Bluff, the West Side Zone 1.
The Bluff. Born and raised out there?
Both definitely.
Oh, most definitely, man. Hell yeah, man. You been going crazy on the internet lately, man.
Yeah, fast, yeah.
Hell yeah. Let's start off with goddamn, what I'm about to say. How you got into the music?
I ain't gonna lie, I've been rapping since I was a little kid though. Like,
yeah.
I've been playing around with this shit. You know how everybody be playing around with shit, but to be honest, like, I really started rapping for real. It's with L5. Like when I did my first song and with Lil Addy, like Headshots.
Yeah.
So Headshots, this when I started really rapping for real.
25-year-old Jamar McKay, originally from Mobile, Alabama, but with deep Atlanta ties, approached Deco from behind with calculated aggression and ripped his $22,000 gold chain off his neck, then ran from the store. In that split second, with his chain gone and McKay fleeing, Deco made a decision that would determine whether he lived or died. He could let it go, swallow his pride, and live to fight another day, or he could chase and refuse to be the victim. He chose to chase, driven by adrenaline and the knowledge that letting someone take your chain without consequence is seen as weakness. A single bullet to the stomach was fired by someone whose identity remains unknown to this day. Deco went down on the pristine sidewalk, blood spreading across the concrete as tourists scattered in panic. The footage, which would later circulate across social media, racking up hundreds of thousands of views, shows Deco conscious but clearly in agony. His arms crossed over his stomach, grimacing as EMTs worked to stabilize him. He was rushed to Jackson Memorial Hospital's trauma center, one of the best trauma facilities in South Florida. But here's where the story takes its most controversial turn. From his hospital bed, Deco talked, and not just to doctors and nurses, but to Miami police. Deco identified the men as his Atlanta ops, giving names and details. He described the motive, explaining that the attack stemmed from ongoing issues back home, laying out the history that had led to this moment. Deco literally gave the police everything they needed to make arrests, and in street terms, he told. In legal terms, he cooperated in an investigation into his own attempted murder. The distinction matters depending on what world you're judging his actions from. Miami police moved fast, using Deco's information along with surveillance footage. Later that evening, SWAT teams descended on a residence in Miami Shores, located in the 800 block of Northeast 90th Street. Inside, they found 3 men, and in their possession, the $22,000 chain. Jamar McKay was hit with armed robbery charges that could send him to prison for decades. 20-year-old Omarion Phillips from Atlanta faced charges as an accessory after the fact, and Kevion Smith was charged with being an accessory and possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. But critically, the shooter remained unidentified and at large. McKay was ordered to hold without bond. Phillips bonded out.
I ain't gonna lie, I've been rapping since I was a little kid though. Like,
Yeah.
I've been playing around with this shit. You know how everybody be playing around and shit, but to be honest, like, I really started rapping for real. It's with L5. Like when I did my first song and with Lil Addy, like Headshots.
Yeah.
So Headshots, this when I started really rapping for real.
Oh, you was on the song Headshot?
Headshots with Lil Addy that did 1.4 million.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't know you was on that motherfucker.
Yeah, more definitely.
Damn, that's crazy. Yeah, damn. So you was on that song. I ain't even know. So that was like your first what you say official like music video?
Yeah, facts. I'm glad.
Most definitely.
On the ground, but in real life, he broke his fall. Still got love from Bull and J5. Catch his young crew, they getting bust. And this shit would never end. Smoke with the West, this shit ill stuff. I say, 1K had his blick. He got bust up, then he dropped it. One nigga talking about they want smoke, slide through the art block, let the Drake hit. I say, AP, he got bust up, talking shit, boy, why you talking? Right through the king on me, that hard. One nigga caught, why is you walking? Got racks, no, I can spin it. Dog shit, I can buy 3 coffins. And my faith good in it, while I walk through that hood with a big ass 40. Yeah, them niggas, they won't hang. Now I got racks, they see how I'm ballin'. Tell a free hoe drop them pants when I pull through, I ain't doing no talking. It's third, they know we slime. Tryna send us a nigga up. He popped all shit on the ground, but in real life, he broke his fall. Still got love from Bull and J5. Catch his young crew, they getting bust. And this shit would never end. Smoke with the West, this shit ill stuff. It's third, they know we slime. Tryna send us a nigga up. He popped all shit on the ground, but in real life, he broke his fall. Still got love from Bull and J5. Catch his young crew, they getting bust. And this shit would never end. Smoke with the West, this shit ill stuff.
McKay was ordered held without bond. Phillips bonded out shortly after his arrest, and Smith remained in custody on an outstanding warrant. But in Atlanta's underground rap community, the focus wasn't on who got arrested, it was on who put them there. The response on social media was immediate and brutal. Reddit threads exploded with accusations, while X, formerly Twitter, lit up with debate. The question that dominated every discussion: did Lil Daco really snitch? In hip-hop culture, particularly in the underground scenes that gave rise to trap and drill music, there's an unwritten code. You don't cooperate with police, not under any circumstances, even if someone tried to kill you. The reasoning goes that street business stays in the streets, and bringing law enforcement into the mix makes you a rat, someone who can't be trusted. But there's another perspective. Lil Daco was shot in the stomach by people who traveled to another state specifically to rob him. This wasn't a fair fight because 3 men were ambushing one person, snatching his property, and shooting him when he tried to recover it. Some argued that cooperating after attempted murder doesn't violate the street code because the code itself was already broken. Daco eventually addressed the accusations, though by then the damage had been done. In one comment under another Instagram account, he attempted to explain his position, framing his cooperation as survival rather than snitching. But the court of public opinion had already rendered its verdict. In another post, he said, "My shooter is unidentified, so I don't know who told you Lil Daco ain't say no names or give Insta pages." What makes this case complex is what led to the Miami shooting. That $40 scam from 2024 was what had metastasized into something deadly. The beef with YC and Lil Mon had spread, pulling in multiple groups. Speculation suggested Lil Mon might have been the shooter, though the actual triggerman remains at large. Daco's story is just one out of a larger scheme terrorizing hip-hop, especially the rap industry. In June 2022, Lil TJ was shot 7 times during a botched robbery. PNB Rock was fatally shot at a Los Angeles restaurant, his jewelry the target. XXXTentacion, Pop Smoke, and countless others fell victim to the same pattern. Visibility plus material wealth equals vulnerability. What's striking about Daco's case is how it exposes contradictions in street code. The same culture that demands you handle business without police made a $22,000 chain worth more than human life. The same code that says don't tell is enforced by people who will kill you over $40 in jewelry. Daco himself reflected on this in interviews, calling out Atlanta's lack of unity and the petty jealousies that fuel violence. From his hospital bed, Daco confirmed he expected to make a full recovery. He declined extensive media interviews, posting brief updates instead, focusing on healing. But the reputational damage continues to follow him. In interviews before the shooting, Daco warned about Atlanta's dangers. He talked about wanting to live his life, about how the toughest people get hurt while the lamest become the richest. He described Atlanta as a small city where run-ins are inevitable, where you can encounter enemies anywhere. He expressed regrets about content he created, particularly a hood vlog showing guns, worrying it could be used in RICO cases. The advice he gives young artists mirrors his hard-learned lessons. He warns against thinking the streets are worth dying for, against letting music influence you to crash out. Today, Lil Daco has made a full recovery. The physical scars will heal, but the reputational damage continues to follow him. In the end, everyone lost. Daco lost his chain, took a bullet, and gained a reputation as a snitch. The suspects lost their freedom, and the culture lost another story that could have ended differently. And somewhere in Atlanta, the next beef is already brewing, because that's what the West Side does. It breeds hatred, and hatred, as Daco himself said, is all the West Side knows. Do you also think Lil Daco snitched, or is it just an unnecessary exaggeration? Let me know what you think in the comments section. Click on one of the cards on your screen to see more videos like this.
I don't lie, I really didn't think I can do this shit, but to be honest, when I first started, like after the song Headshots, I had stopped rapping for a little minute. I was still rapping, but I wasn't driving for it. I was just some chillers and stuff like that, but everybody used to tell me to drop, bro, drop. And I never used to want to drop. I never used to drop, but then somebody just told me, like, bro, you gotta take this shit for real. And I just started taking it serious. And, you feel me?
I felt like you took a lot of breaks, huh? You go in and out with the music. You drop some shit, disappear, and drop some shit later.
God.
When you gonna be consistent with it though?
I'm done that consistent with it right now.
Yeah.
Facts. I go to the studio every day though.
Yeah. Cause I feel like well, how you like in general? You know, you stay in Atlanta. How you feel about this whole crash out music or the new like I guess the new generation of like the drill music going on in Atlanta? How you feel about that?
I ain't gonna lie, like shit. Everybody wanna be like everybody. You feel me? Like,
so like you saying basically it's like some copy and paste type shit going on?
bro, definitely. Like, I don't lie, cause the first nigga I really heard come on some drill shit in Atlanta, like, you feel me, with Anti. Like,
Yeah.
the first artist who I heard, you feel me, on some drill shit. Then you got nigga like, bro, then you got, you feel me, then everybody yo drilling, you feel me, but
Yeah.
facts, I'm good. Like,
Yeah.
I don't be with all that screaming shit though. Like, I rock drill music, but I don't be with all that screaming shit, like that yelling shit. I don't do all that shit. I ain't
Yeah.
lie.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. You said some shit though. I think Anti was one of the first ones that kind of, you
Yeah,
know,
fact.
well not kind of, but it did made it, you know, stand out, you know, out of Atlanta and jump. But yeah, man, a lot of people want to know, man, the chat, man, people on live stream, we be streaming and shit. They be asking questions. They be like, "Are you bipolar?"
It's on bipolar.
Yeah.
Man, hell, no. I just be, you feel me? I ain't bipolar, gang.
Yeah.
I ain't bipolar.
I guess they be seeing you on Instagram. One day you be calm as hell, the next thing you know you be flipping out and.
Cause he like, bro, you can't like in Atlanta, gang. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Like, niggas will make you so mad to the point, gang. You gotta ignore that shit sometimes. And I be trying to ignore that shit, but when I be trying to ignore it,
Yeah.
another nigga hating, gang. So he like, damn, bro. Like when I'm trying to ignore this shit, another nigga come with some. You feel me? So like, fuck you, nigga.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro. A lot of people be leaving comments and shit, be wondering, be like, man, his ass be bipolar as hell, man. Yo, but yeah, man, with the whole internet shit, cause I know I think they deleted your Instagram, right?
Yeah, they deleted my shit at 18K.
You never got it back?
Yeah, no.
Do you know why the hell they deleted your shit?
Like, yeah. Kyle posted gun and shit.
Oh shit, they must have gave you a warning or something.
Yeah, but I ain't know when I posted this last video with the, you feel me, on my music video. I had posted my music video, and my little partner was in the back with the gun. Then I'm just in the house. My shit going up. Like, everybody like, yeah, drop that bit, bro. Drop that bit, drop that bit, bro. Drop that bit.
Yeah.
Pay get deleted. That bit going up on YouTube right now, though. Like, that's the crazy thing about it. Like,
Yeah, I see.
that song called Bounce Out. Lil Deco, Bounce Out. That bitch going crazy right now.
And the name, where you got it from?
The name Bounce Out.
Nah, Lil Deco.
Oh, Lil Deco. I cause my real name, like, I ain't gonna say my real, like, I ain't gonna say my whole name. But
It's like a
everybody
nickname
know
to your real
my
name.
name Pi Deco. So,
Yeah.
you feel me? Like, if I take the pie, I got Deco, you feel me? So, yeah. That bitch Bounce Out, that bitch at 41K in 1 month.
All independent, right? Just doing it yourself? Just pushing out your music yourself? Or?
No, distributed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, distribution deal with Santiago.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
So that's like the new wave. Instead of signing deals, y'all just sign. Well, what would you consider that shit? Is that still considered a deal to you? Not really.
Not for real. You feel me?
For like people that you know that's starting up, you know, trying to rap and you know they probably finna go.
Go
through the same.
distribution deal, gang. Do not
That's the best thing.
jump
to do.
first in no real label deal, gang, cause your ass gonna get fucked over.
Oh, yeah.
Trust and believe me, like, I don't lie to you, like, my distribution deal, my shit was for 7,500, gang.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna count like I just signed for overly dog shit. No, like, that shit. You feel me? But
Nah, these are keeping it
I'm
real,
getting
though.
bigger. I'm getting bigger and bigger. So my advance getting upper and upper. You feel me? So after I drop my tape, they up in my advance. Either way it go. So, cause I got more fans than what I had when I signed.
Yeah. Nah, at least you keeping it real though. A lot of people don't like to really tell the truth or like, damn, I signed a fucked up deal or I ain't get that much as you know y'all told me. And you know, but shit, you kept it real though. A lot of like I said, a lot of these rappers.
And I ain't gonna lie to you, gang. When I first signed my distribution deal, gang, I wasn't even worth what I got. You feel me? Like,
Yeah.
I wasn't rapping for real, so that shit just out of love.
See the whole time I thought you were like signed. I thought you were signed
hello?
to somebody.
Oh no, hell no. I'm just, you feel me? I just.
Yeah, I thought your ass was signed to somebody. That's why I was like, shit. That's why I was like, damn. Cause I ain't gonna lie, I ain't even. That's what I'm saying when you said the headshot. Cause it's crazy. Cause I was listening to that song when it first dropped, but I never knew that was you on that shit.
Yeah, I'm done the first nigga to rap on that bit.
Yeah, that was crazy, bro.
Yeah.
See, your ass wasn't dropping music like that, so that's why I probably thought you were just like,
God, I wasn't dropping music on
just a feature and you just disappeared type shit. Hell yeah, man. I know you seen a lot of shit in the streets of Atlanta, man. What's keeping you like, you know, staying safe and junk? Cause
I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like the streets of Atlanta, gang. Like it ain't. It's a lot of niggas like who want to be tough, gang. I ain't gonna lie. The shit I know I be going back and forth and shit, like, but on the type nigga, gang, I wanna live my life, bro. Like niggas don't know how to live. Niggas don't be wanna live their life, gang. Niggas wanna be so tough. Niggas wanna, you feel me? So the toughest niggas gonna get smacked. Like I said, the lamest niggas gonna be the richest niggas, gang. You feel me?
yeah.
Facts.
Do you think they act tough because they know like that shit could go viral and bring more fans and more attention that way, or
that shit ain't about nothing.
that shit ain't about nothing?
It can though. Like I don't lie. I done seen it happen.
Yeah.
You feel me? I done seen nigga go up out dissing a nigga partner off. Just you feel me?